Just getting this operation set back up one more again. But how's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well, doing swell. Oh, and I actually forgot a very important element of this reading, so I'll be right back. Drop it in the chat though. Say how you're doing. What's the vibes? How's everybody doing, feeling this Wednesday? Okay. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. This is Captain Coolbay, back with another reading for you all. If you tuned in on Monday, I did my very first live reading. I am an intuitive reader. I'm also clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant. And so I use my gifts to help me to do readings. Mostly they're just a fun little conversation that we're having with each other. And we just check in. We check about the spiritual vibes. We check about the emotional vibes. We just check the vibes for real. So today we're gonna do a Wednesday check-in. Yeah. How y'all doing? I thought I was gonna come on here and share some downloads that I had. And the first word that came to me before I started reading today was warrior. And I thought about the YSL song, Warrior. You know, it's like, warrior, 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 warrior. You know, it's going off. And that's the vibe I think sometimes we need to have, or we do have, or we're trying to achieve. So we're going to channel from a place of being a warrior. Each of these piles is going to be going at something, navigating a journey, I guess, that we'll find out about. And we're gonna see who the warrior is in each of these spaces. And then we're just gonna give a little wellness message to that warrior. I believe that warriors come in every fashion, every style. You know, there's emotional warriors, there's physical warriors, there's spiritual warriors, there's, you know, I feel like those like the main the main kinds of warriors, because like think about it, that kind of breaks everything out. But in that all to say, there's a warrior in all of us. You know, we're all warring with something, whether in ourselves or within the world. And so sometimes you just need to remember you're that boss, you're that bitch. And if this is a time to remember it, then this is now. I come with a message of humility, though, because we have to enact that in ourselves. It's like a dragon. And so sometimes you need to remember it so that you can tap in. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything beyond that. We can go ahead and timestamp that little message. And it's just that we have a warrior in all of us. And now we can tap into what each of those warriors are. I'm gonna do a little sound clearing with the bowl before we get started, but we have 3 piles with 3 random objects that I found that I felt would be great for the day. A little fun fact about Wednesday also. Wednesday's color is yellow, is yellow, and it is the color that reflects Mercury, which is a planet that the day is ruled by. Mercury also rules Virgo, and it rules half of Gemini, but Gemini is also ruled by Earth. And that is really where our communication comes in, our thinking processes, or like our thinking patterns. No, I would say our thinking processes, where the moon is more like our thinking patterns. In any case, if there's been a lot on your mind, let this be a time that we just kind of unwind it. Or if you haven't been thinking about a lot, then let this be a moment where we tune in. And I'll just go ahead and sing with the bowl, and then we can we can have a message for each group. All right, before I start this, take a deep breath in and let it go. Another deep breath in. And exhale. I'm actually really glad for that because I didn't know it, but I think I was feeling and am feeling a little nervous. I say that because my voice, with the first ring, or the first song of the singing bowl, so to speak, I felt calmer. And then with the second one, I felt more sure. And I think what that let me know is this is one of those moments where it's important to be present, to take your time, and to move forward with your most grounded, most grounded, I think is the best word for that, most grounded feelings, sentiments. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the piles. I'll go through each of them and bring them up close so you can see them. Pile 1, this is just a little earring. Pretty simple. It's kind of like this triangle-y shape, but it gives me stature. If I could think of a word for this, it gives me stature. So pile 1, which is the earring or the word stature, this gives me transit. It's a little blue car. I don't exactly know what kind of car this would be. And it almost looks like an eraser. It's a little matte. It's a little interesting. Anyways, it's like a toy. But transit or pile 2 or the blue car. Pile 3 is a lighter, no spons, but it's big. And it's yellow, like the Mercury ruled day that is today. So vibes, colorways, you do with it what you want. But that's pile 3, which we'll call lemon. Lemon, pile 3, and a lighter. All right, I'll give everybody a minute to pick their piles, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with pile 1. By the way, before we get started, I did pray over the deck once before I got on to live. It's just kind of my process is to pray over the deck beforehand. But of course, as we are shuffling, I will set intentions on the deck. And only take what resonates. Don't take anything else. It's not meant for you if you ain't feeling it. In the words of Joey Badass, if it don't hit your spirit, then don't get near it. Alrighty, pile 1. Let's get into you. Pile 1, I said your word was stature. Because I was getting like proper from this, or like royal, or like regal. So the type of warrior I think you are gave me the spook who sat by the door. That's interesting because it's a upside down, or a two of cups in reverse. We're just gonna go ahead and get 4 cards out for you. It's another reverse. But yeah, so I was saying it gave me stature. And when I say stature, I also said the spook who sat by the door. That's 4 right there. And I think that that is largely because you operate in a mode of persuasion. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Let's see if you can see all of these. Okay, great. But that's giving me you. You're giving me that. Hi, nice to meet you. Stature, old friend. All right, girl. So I get the feeling that this pile feels that they owe something. As in, stature for this could mean mobility. Maybe you started out in a situation that was a little bit, you had to get it from the mud, so to speak. You maybe had to work a little bit harder, or maybe twice as hard to get half as far. Something like that. You had to be a go-getter to find your way to the place that you're at in life. And I think somewhere along that path of success, the motive got lost as far as why are you doing this? What is the goal in doing this? Because this to me, even though it's two separate hands, I see the Two of Cups as self-love or unconditional love. And it's a type that can be expressed interpersonally. And so some, feel that it's someone filling the other's cup. And I see that interpretation if it's being, if I could see that interpretation, but I truly believe it's like self-love. It makes me think of this song by the artist Mavi, M-A-V-I, called Self-Love. I will drop it in the comments or in like the bio after this. But it's what self-love makes me think of. And I think that that's what started you on this journey. And you didn't expect to be so successful, perhaps. Maybe it's something that you just decided to start on and it got booming, or maybe you decided to do one thing, but your plan was to do several, and this one thing you've kind of gotten stuck on. It doesn't give me that you don't have something going for you. It just gives me that you're wondering, is this all that there is? Which is why this is here, because it's like a should I stay or should I go energy. The Three of Wands upright always gives me somebody who's kind of sojourning beyond what they're maybe used to, what maybe their community or environment might deem as familiar. But it's a really brave road that someone knows that they can take. So it's kind of making the choice to go on that road. And that's in reverse as well. And so I think right now there's a little bit of a challenge because you're in a good place, right? It's giving you're in a good place celebration-wise. You can celebrate it. You're in a place where you would celebrate it. If somebody else, you asked, they asked, how are you? You're probably in a pretty great place in your life, but I feel like there's a lingering underthought that's kind of causing this mental anguish that is, am I really feeling fulfilled inside of this journey that I'm on? Am I really, following through with the path that I wanted? Is this my purpose? You could be maybe questioning if you have been overlooked or underlooked. You could question who's looking at you like, oh, why are you looking at me like that? Not how I want you to see me. I don't know. Whatever you want. But it's looking like what needs to be remembered here is why you started what you started in the first place. Because in that place where you initiated this journey, even if other people got added on or their wants or their needs were, included in your motivation after a while, there was some reason behind this that you did it exclusively for yourself. And if it's not exclusively for you, then there's something that you did that was exclusively for yourself or for your growth or development, and it led you to this. It's just important to understand that if you're in a time where you're struggling, it doesn't have to be an ends. You can recognize how this was a means to something else, like a door shutting and a window opening or something like that. But inside of that time of challenge, it's okay to welcome the idea that even if you have things that are good, you're not satisfied. It doesn't mean that you don't like what you have. It could just mean that you want more, or that you want to realign. And what good is making something in this world if you don't feel committed to it? What good is having a passion or a dream or a drive if it's not yours? It's not for selfish reasons, except for it's completely selfish. It's that you are special you. There's only one you in this whole wide universe. And you have this one specific lifetime in space-time where you are now here to do something very magical and cosmic. And, who are you not to take advantage of that? Like, why are you here if not to live exactly your life? Hope that resonated. Pile 2. Oh, that felt really harsh. I didn't mean to leave off pile 1 like that. Pile 1, it's all love, but there's nothing else to be said. You are who you are, and that's a superstar. Pile 2, our little blue Corvette. Slow down. Our word was transit. Our word is transit. Why? It's funny because this looks to me like an eraser. When I see this, all I'm seeing is an eraser. It feels very, not remedial, but elementary. It feels like I'm looking at the blueprint of something. Like this is a 3D model of a car that I should get in life size. Like I just have to click, drag it bigger with like my imagination and resources and it'll become something. So it's like the beginning of like a production cycle or something like that. I don't know. But it's very initiatory. It's an initiative that goes into this one, I feel. And that's why it's transit. Because the type of warrior that you are is a work in progress, bitch. The fuck? And who gonna say something about it? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that maybe somebody has doubted you. Maybe you've even doubted yourself. But people don't understand that, like, fuck a Steve Jobs. You are the next you. And so you're in that, like, aspiring rapper phase where it's like, just wait till I get on. We know you're getting on. Who is doubting you? Don't listen to them. But that's what warriors do. They toe the line all the way up until they get to their destination. And it's important to remember that because everybody doesn't have the hustler drive that you do, but you're the only one who is meant to live the exact life that you have. That's too many. We gotta put that back. This is a special bunch because your story wants to come out all as one. It's like, hold up. Let me tell you exactly what's going on. So maybe you feel misunderstood. Yeah. Maybe you feel a little misunderstood. I'm gonna keep none of them. I keep that one. That's very interesting. It's a 2 of Cups that came out again in that reverse position. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna drop that song inside of the chat because I'm feeling like you guys will really benefit from Mavi. He's an incredible artist, but it's just giving me this energy that the cup resembles. The 2 of Cups, rather. And there's a line that he has in that song. And he says, I took it to the I looked into the mirror, said, oh, Mavi, you're coarser and you're closer to the rhythm that's inside. And I warped you for in the interest of design. And it's just because I love you. I warped you in the interest of design. Do you know what that means? The fuck? It's like, this is a much deeper conversation than what I'm thinking of, but it's like, you know, when your parents are like, I just hit you because I love you. Or like, you know, you get in trouble and they're like, I do it because I'm going to protect you or whatever. It takes a really long time as a child, like a long time into your adulthood to understand what they mean by that. That's too many. But it's really important, I think, as you become an adult to see what exactly all they were talking about. Because when you love something so deeply, it's going to be all too. You have an extra card, and I don't know why, but we're going to start it like this, and then we're going to flip this at the end. It's exciting! Anyways, when you have a child, you want to protect them with everything you have in you. You want them to thrive. You are willing to be the bad guy so that they'll stay in line. You want them to prosper. Now, sometimes, you know, there are different ways of communicating that message, and we do have to own that and honor that, right? But the intentions are pure. I warped you in the interest of design, and it's just because I love you. When you love yourself at a level like that, you're going to see it for you, even if other people aren't seeing it. Even if they don't get what the fuck, how this could be a real car one day. How could this be a car? It's a rubber car. It looks like an eraser. But you get it. You see it. Don't stop seeing it for yourself because others might not. And don't sell yourself short because you see that this isn't quite what you're imagining. You got to follow through on that. You got to love yourself enough to know that you have that kind of a vision or that kind of a power, or just you're that person, you know, the one who will get it done. All right, let's dive in. I see that you are feeling challenged in that love, but you got a lot to share. You have a lot to share. You have a lot of potential. King of Pentacles, that's Big Daddy energy. That's Zaddy energy with the big Z and a lot of big S's and a lot of big commas. Nonetheless, you're nurturing that. You have nurtured it to a place where you know what you've got, even if you can't convince others. Not yet. But that's not what it's about. I think right now your journey is about allowing you to know enough. And you know, the word that came up for me when I first started this, I'm not going to hold you, was imposter syndrome. And I was just like, no, this is just something that came up in another reading. Like, you are just kind of, but that's why you trust your intuition. Because the first word I heard when I started this one, I know it's transit, right? But imposter syndrome was what I heard when I started shuffling the cards. And I think whenever I hear imposter syndrome, but especially right now with this spread, that you might have you fucked up. Maybe love might have you fucked up. Maybe, maybe you have love fucked up. Looking for it in all the wrong places. Not really the wrong ones, but you're just not looking for it in the right place. Haven't you heard Break My Soul yet? Honey, Renaissance. It's right after energy. You know what she says? Because this is what's happening. Looking for love, right? She goes on and talks about all these different ways that we're searching and trying to find love. Beyonce does. And then she says, looking for something that lives inside me. Okay, you get it. You won't break your soul. Okay? Don't let the world get you fucked up, but don't let you get you fucked up, because imposter syndrome is self-imposed. Who can know you better than you know you? And why don't you have room to transform? The fuck? You can't grow? Who? Look for the love that lives inside of you. Remember why you were chosen in the first place, because it's not for nothing. You obviously have a path, but you're just hurting. Bottom of the deck was 3 of Swords. You're just hurting some. That's okay. It's okay to be there, but don't stay there, because you're going to lose out on a good bitch. And then the thing at the bottom is Knight of Cups. I think that maybe if this is in relation to romance, you may have had a pretty challenging heartbreak. You may have had something that really hurt your heart deeply, but don't close the door to love. Just build it back from within yourself and then like start it out. Don't start with the fortress. Not saying you shouldn't have one. But start with a fence, girl, and then have a boy. Then have a fence, and then build a castle, and then build out that castle so it has a fortress or some shit. But you know, allow yourself to be courted. Allow yourself not just to have been burnt by something and twice shy, but to recognize that your door to value still exists. And before you can share with anybody else, you may have to rebuild it for yourself. But that's okay, because I see you doing that. I mean, even this, as I like pulled it away, you probably can't see because the glare isn't there, but the glare that's here on this horse kind of looked like a unicorn. I have a feeling that there's going to be a unicorn type experience for this crowd. Like someone's going to come into your life that you, and look at this. I mean, maybe I'm just like mixing them up right here, Steve and Chad, but they look alike. Like this could be this guy. You know, they have the same shirt. He has tattoos. I can't really tell. And I really don't want to mix them up. I just gave them separate names though. So that I'm saying that like they're giving the same energy, but you know, maybe what you need is to see somebody who's like, I'm invested. I'm well invested, like a Chad. So you need Steve to act like Chad, where it's like, hello, I have my stuff together. You know, I've taken the time to love me. While you take the time to love you, and then you guys meet together. Or maybe it's like, I've taken the time to understand my value and now I'm ready to go back out into the world. But just don't close the door to love or to possibility. It's out there for you, and you as a warrior deserve it. Someone who will see all of you and love all of you and see this is a real ass car. It's not an eraser. It could look like one, but that's just because if you look with your squinted eyes, because your vision's too small, that's what it looks like. But to you and to the right one, this is just a mock-up of tomorrow, okay? You deserve a tomorrow. Love you, Pal, too. Love you, love you, love you. Why I sound like I had such a hard day? Y'all, today has been a really good day, actually. It was confusing at first, because sometimes you wake up in like a funky vibe. I think that's where I was at, and so I didn't know how to break out of that a little bit for a minute, actually. But then the day really came together. I came into myself. Something about the color yellow also will always have my heart feeling a glow. I feel like I'm walking on sunshine. Like, where's Casey in the Sunshine Band? Wait, is that what it's called, right? Where's Casey? Because I feel like I'm walking on sunshine. The fuck? Anyways, Pile 3, how are y'all? I hope you're having a good day. And if you were having like kind of a shit day before, I hope that it is getting better by the second, by the minute, if it has to go that long, that it's getting better moment to moment, for real. So we have the lighter here. The lighter, the igniter. Hold on. Pile 3. Your word was lemon, but it's giving lightning. It's giving, you thought it was a lemon, but this, it's like, I didn't know lightning was yellow. Oh, but it's giving that energy. Why'd you go from lemon to lightning? Cause you was in a lemon state, huh? Ooh, you was feeling real lemony, real sour. That's like the sound that your mouth made when you like tasted life, huh? Okay, that's okay. You got love on your side. You got love on your side, but it's internal, and that's the way it finds its way out. You just ooze love. So it, like the tweet word says, love always finds its way home. Ooh, we gotta pull one more card. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking right now is procrastination. Procrastination. That was the first word that came to me. And there's this thing, my mom's Caribbean. She has this thing. She told me it once in like 8th grade. I have never forgot it because I procrastinated so hard once on this science project. And so I missed the bus to school. She had to take me in a little bit later because I was trying to finish the project. And I have been anxious since birth, y'all. Oh my gosh. So naturally, I was stressed out the whole way there, like low-key crying. So I'm like, I'm gonna get like, this is an A material. You know, I was just really nervous. And she's like, what rain no fill, June no fill. So like, and she explained to me that what it means is like, what rain, if this didn't get filled like a cup with rain, as in like it had the time overnight or like over the time of like it raining, like to have this cup filled, the morning dew will not fill. You putting it like a cup out last minute, you know? What rain does not fill, dew won't. So you can't do in the last minute. Oh, this is the slacker warrior. Dang. I think I said all because I felt triggered, y'all. The slacker warrior is a person who is born with so much like inborn boss assness that they be having themselves fucked up sometimes. You know, just because it's like, oh, I think I can do this. I am very motivated when the time needs to be, but what inspires that is like getting to a deadline and being like, hey, this is actually the last 11 seconds of this, or the 11th hour or whatever the fuck, and you know, I don't have any information, or I'm gonna do it now. And then you're like running off of like the fumes of, you know, that fear. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be so angsty. It could be smooth. And I think right now that's what you have yourself fucked up in, is like, oh man, I don't know how to do this. I'm a procrastinator. And so now you've scared yourself into believing that you aren't worthy maybe of doing something. The Knight of Wands is usually pretty steadfast. It's like, ooh, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in quick. This one is very passive. This one is it gives me healing, or excuse me, it gives me scary, honestly, a little cowardly, you know, but like Courage, the cowardly dog. So yes, very cowardly, but your name is Courage, so don't forget who you are. And I think that it's really interfering with you making a very big decision. This feels a little bit like imposter syndrome, but it's a little bit more like got me fucked up itis or something like that, where you are actually superb. And if you apply yourself honestly, then you will see that. But that's hard. So I'm giving you a little bit of tough love. You are capable of doing anything or nothing. The choice is yours. But choose wisely, because this is nobody else's life but yours. You will never lose that spark. You will never lose that spark. But fear can really mess you up, where you think that you've lost it, where you even start to put yourself hide away, feel cowardly, feel a sense of cowardice. And you may even have yourself fucked up and thinking like, am I actually this type of person when I thought I was this other type of person? Wondering your path, you know, and if it's correct. But the big and super important thing there is to know that you are a product of your environment, which isn't just the place that you are, which isn't just the family that you live with, but it's your thoughts, it's your mind. You have to make that a safe place to thrive. And then you can start to thrive. You can make healthy habits, you can form healthy patterns. And you can leave the toxicity of all your inadequacy behind, because everybody has a time where they're not doing their best. Everybody has a time where they're trying, but they're taking an L, right? But the world is no less for you because you may have had a moment of a slump. It's just about you figuring out where you're supposed to be and picking it back up. Maybe it's a different opportunity, but the one that you get is the one that was meant for you in the first place. It just takes time. And you have to be able to look at yourself head on too. Keep it a stack. Be like, hey, you know, actually I haven't been trying as hard as I need to. I actually haven't been giving all that I need to. And then you just start from there. Light that fire back up. Build it back up so that you can take this energy. Oh, it's not even, I've been reading it as a Knight of Wands. And it's actually the King of Wands. So you got you big pig fucked up. It's like, it's not like you forgot and you're procrastinating, you're just passive now. It's like you don't remember that you're that hitter. You don't remember that you have been through these things before. You let this pain here dictate the rest of your life like you haven't been through shit before this. This is hard. this life thing. I really feel like I'm getting a bad cast right now, like for the light, but I'm just gonna try and give y'all. You were built for this, even when it feels like you're not sometimes. But don't let the fact that you're in an upside down state make you forget that these are the cards you were dealt. Okay? You're no longer the slacker warrior. You are the warrior in wool. You know like how they say like a wolf in sheep's clothing? You're like a lion in sheep's clothing. Like you are playing real coy, real humble, real sheep-like, but that's not you. It's not who you are. I purely and truly do believe that there is even more to you than that. And I believe that you can start on that path. So just go for it. Go get it. All right, y'all. I think this one feels like it was a little bit lower energy. But maybe that's just me. Drop in the comments if you feel like there's a certain style that you've enjoyed thus far that I've done that you would like me to continue on doing. I think I'm going to start doing Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I'm definitely going to do Friday because that is Venus Day and I'm Venus ruled. So I will definitely be vibing with y'all on Friday. Let me know if there's a certain topic that you want to hear about. I was thinking about maybe doing letters to yourself, or, you know, giving a reading like it's a letter. I can do, you know, a certain theme. I was thinking that Friday would be a little bit more like a playlist. Maybe we start with a clairaudient message for each of the piles, and then we build a playlist on conversation we have. We'll see where it takes us, but we're gonna keep on going, okay? And we're gonna go far. Because those who wanna go fast, go alone. Those who wanna go far, go on YouTube. That's not the way it goes, but that's the way we're gonna read it. All right, love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Coupe out.